You want to take your video footage from blah to blam? I'm going to show you how to get it done. All this was shot on the Canon R10, no C-Log, nothing like that, just on the IPB codecs. We got 3 wildlife clips here. We've got a prairie dog, a Canadian goose, and a mule deer. So when shooting photographs, I always shoot auto white balance because the camera does a good job choosing a white balance and correcting it. But when shooting video, usually you choose a white balance profile. I usually stick with daylight because if the lighting changes at all, you get some weird video footage where your white balance changes. So in general, with the white balance you chose, you're going to have to do a little bit of correction here in DaVinci. So let's hop right into that color correction. Here we are in the color tab, and I like to come over here to the primary color wheels and choose color bars. I have my RGB red, green, blue parade scope over here, and what we're going to do is balance all this out. So I'm going to start in gamma, which is the mid-tones, which would be the middle of this parade, and we can see the reds are high and the greens and blue are low. So we're going to start by lowering our reds just a little bit. What I'm doing is clicking and dragging on the number under the red bar in gamma here. And we're going to lift our greens and lift our blues. And we're just going to play around till they kind of line up a little better. One trick here, if you come over the settings, parade, you can make that brighter or darker. I like it as bright as it goes to make it easy to see. We still need to lift our blues just a little bit. And there we go. Now I'm going to come over here to gain, and I'm going to lift it all the way until something over here on this parade touches the top. Just helps with the visualization a little better. So there I can see my reds touched. So my reds are up the highest. So we're going to make the other things kind of line up with that. And then once you have everything kind of matching, you can take your highlights down or up, depending on how you like it. I just like going all the way to the top at first because that line there helps me see what things are reaching the peak first. I'm going to take it down a little bit. Now we're going to do that on the opposite end with our shadows, which is called lift. I'm going to drop them until you can see the blue kind of touched first there. And our green and red are higher. So I'm going to drop the green down, drop the red down. So there we go. Now our RGB parade is nice and level, and our picture is nice and uniform. Next thing I'm going to do, because I shoot in a neutral color profile, I know that that is desaturated and doesn't have a lot of contrast. So let's take our saturation up to 60 to bring some of that back. And I'm going to take my contrast here to 1.1. And then take my pivot some to the right. And that looks pretty good there. We're going to bring a little more contrast in with a slight S curve. I shoot in the neutral color profile on the camera because supposedly that gives you the most detail to bring back in post-production if you don't have something like a log camera. And you can see it did a pretty good job. We got a lot of that detail back, and that looks pretty good. If you stick around to the end, I'm going to throw in a bonus tip here, show you how to get that moody orange look in about 5 seconds. It's real popular lately, real easy to do here in DaVinci. So on to our duck. We're going to start by balancing out our RBG. Kind of fast forward this here for you guys. But just so you can get the hint that it works the same on pretty much every image. And there we go. It's nice and color balanced. Let's bring back our saturation and our contrast. And on this curve, I want to kind of crush the blacks a little bit. Really emphasize those nice dark blacks. And we'll do another slight little S curve. Just like that, we've color balanced our image. It's looking pretty good. I might bring the gamma up just a hair, but I'm liking how that looks. One more here, show you how it's done. Start with the RBG. Bring back our saturation and contrast. And I think for this image that is looking pretty good. So as I promised, I'm going to show you guys how to do that moody orange look. And it is super easy. And come over here to the color warper. I'm going to take all our colors that aren't orange, bring them to the middle, which is desaturating those. I'm going to leave the blue out here. It's because it's a complementary color to the orange. And we're going to take our orange and drag it out some. And find the orange we're looking for. The more you drag it out, the more it saturates it. I'm going to bring our gamma down a little bit. And here we are. Before and after our moody orange look. Let's take a look back at the others. Before, after, before, after. There you go, real easy how to color correct your images and give them a quick look. All right, thanks for watching.